Well, Michael, fresh off the training ground, how was today's session ahead of Maidenhead's visit this weekend?
Yeah, lads look excited for a game again. So they look fairly sharp today, considering they played Tuesday night. It was good tempo, short and sharp. So great. Hopefully they can bring it into tomorrow, and we should be okay.
What did you make of Tuesday night?
Exciting, to be honest with you. I can imagine from a fan's point of view. I say we don't make life easy at the minute, but at least we're winning and we're playing exciting football, which is the main thing. I think it's. The amount of people I spoke to, I was over at Forest on the day after the game. Me and the manager went over to watch the game, 23s, and I was talking to a couple of Mansfield staff that were at the game, and they absolutely loved it. they couldn't speak highly enough of the way we tried to play and the game itself. He said, usually Doyle getting away with 10 minutes to go. He said, I wasn't leaving. So it was quite funny. But as I say, I think it says everything about us where we're at the minute. I say we're trying to entertaining football and we're scoring plenty of goals, and it's I say we probably don't want to make it as entertaining, for our fans in a sense. We want to be finishing games off, and it's probably something we need to get better at.
Is that the secret, do you think, to really unlocking the potential of this squad, is finishing a few of these chances? We saw it at Weymouth where obviously it cost us in the end. We saw it on Tuesday where it didn't cost us. But there's opportunities to score 5-6 in a game at the minute, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but certainly with the sort of the attacking players that we've got on the pitch, it's we are looking like we're going to score 4 or 5 goals every game at the minute. I mean, you only go back to Aldershot, we had a disallowed goal that should have stood, penalty claims, and I think every game, Torquay as well, where we came away with a point. We're sort of dominating a lot of games at the minute, and it's been hard to break down teams, but we are creating a lot of chances, and hopefully tomorrow is the day where we can score 4 or 5. But I think at the minute we'd love to take a 1-0 and just get 3 points, to say keep the momentum going. That's the most important thing.
You've just been in a couple of meetings there with the gaffer, haven't you? No doubt looking at Maidenhead tomorrow. Without wishing to give away any secrets, what do you make of them as an opponent?
Yeah, very difficult, to be honest with you. They're a really tough team to kind of break down, and hard to beat. They never know when they're beaten, as they showed last year when they came here. And looking back on the previous games lately, they were 4-0 down against Torquay at home this year, and they come back 4-3. So they are one of them teams that if you manage to get ahead against them, they don't know when they're beat, they don't give up. So it'll be a really tough game for us tomorrow.
One of the men will be hoping to keep his shirt is Ed Francis, who's obviously playing in the position that you vacated over the summer. Played an absolute peach of a ball, didn't he, for Cairo Mitchell for the first goal the other day. And how do you think he's developing into that role?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great ball for the goal, and it was a crucial time in the game. So the crowd were getting a little bit on edge as well, so it was great. From what we see, Ed's got that, but we want to see more of it. We want to see him, dictating games now, and we know he can do that. So it's just a matter of growing. I think as well for Ed and a lot of the players, it's a new team. They're only coming together, so it takes a little bit of time to gel. And all these lads are trying to find their way in the club, and it's new to them all. So I think you just give people a little bit of time, but there's certainly no doubt about the ability and the quality he's got. So it's he's only going to get better and better, I think, going forward.
And I think one of his central midfield partners, MaPalmer, deserves a mention as well, doesn't he? Obviously a vastly experienced player, even despite his relatively young age. He's come in and fitted in seamlessly, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a big player for us already, Matt. I mean, we knew when we were lucky enough to get him that he was going to be a big player for us, but I think he just goes about his work every day, and the way he does things, he just leads by the way he plays. But you look at the stats in every game, he runs the most, he passes the most. He's been absolutely brilliant for us. He's very brave in a sense of the way he gets on that ball and tries to pick out passes. He's great to watch, and he's great to work with. So he probably don't get a lot of with the attacking players we have, he probably don't get as much plaudits as he deserves. But I think as the season goes on, people really start to realise what they've got with Matty, and Ed as well, because them two are going to be massive for us going forward.
Let's talk a bit about you, Doyle. Obviously, it's a fairly newish role still for you. How's it going at the minute?
Yeah, listen, I think everything in football is dictated around results in a sense, but at the minute it's been great. But for me, I'm absolutely, I'm loving it. It's been great opportunity for me, and just grasping it with both hands, trying to learn every day, and enjoying the coaching, and as I say, hopefully it's like this all the time, unbeaten, and it's great. But I'm sure there's going to be times when it's going to be topsy-turvy, up and down. No matter how good you are as a team through the season, you're going to have phases where you're not winning every week and it becomes tough. But as I say, I've been through that as a player. I know what to expect and how to go about them things. So it's just, as I say, for me, it's a great learning experience, and I'm enjoying it.
Word on the fans, obviously you've got a great relationship with them. You've been through the ups and downs with this club for the last few years, but the crowds that we've been getting here, the away followings we've enjoyed so far this season have been nothing short of incredible, really, have they?
That has been absolutely brilliant. As I say, I mean, I just see if things keep going the way they are and more people generating back towards the club. I mean, I think we're 5,500, 6,000 to the home games. Absolutely brilliant for this league, and I think with the style of play and the way we're trying to play, and as I say, I don't think they've probably had it as entertaining, in the sense, I know it's not good for the old heart when you're conceding 3-2 and games like that, but I just think at the minute it's what fans want to see, and they're really, as I say, the support from them has been unbelievable, especially away from home as well, because it's been tough the last year and a half, not having fans at the ground's been missed, and you see the difference when we played Chesterfield and games like that. It's absolutely brilliant. But I just look forward to the games when we're playing, the games here against your Grimsby's and Wrexhams and Stockports, where they're probably going to fill that stand over there, and it's going to be absolutely brilliant for the National League, because I mean, there's some big clubs in this division now, and there's some great supporter clubs, but we're right up there at the top of that, I think, and our fans have, as I said, they've been through a lot the last couple of years, and they've stuck with us, and they're really getting behind the team and what we're trying to do. So it's going to be important over the course of the season, because there's no doubt about it. They do make the difference when you're going through tough times, or when you have good times and you can celebrate with them. There's nothing better as a player, just having your fans willing you on. But then when you achieve something, or you get over the line, being able to celebrate it with them, it means everything. That's what football's all about as a player. And the last year and a half of some times when we were playing and you needed them, and then when you'd win you wanted to celebrate, and you're in an empty stadium, it's not the same, so it's I'm quite envious of the lads at the minute having that, because as I say, playing in them last few games at Chesterfield and that was just a memory that sticks out. It was absolutely brilliant, as I say, and we were down in that game 1-0 at half time. Looked like it was going to go against us, and as I say, the crowd and the difference it made, it was absolutely brilliant at the end of that game to get a win, and the first game back sort of with fans, it was brilliant. I know Weymouth was, but in such a big game to have them there, it was an amazing experience,
You're going to be on the esteemed panel for the Fans Forum, Doyle, alongside the gaffer and the skipper Kyle Cameron. I suppose that might be a newish thing for you in your new role of assistant head coach, but it's also a fantastic opportunity for us to get the fans back into the stadium after so long away, not being able to do these sort of events, and for them to put some questions to you, Kyle and Ian.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's certainly, let's hope we keep winning and we go in there and these things become a lot easier, as I say, it's I've been in many of them where things aren't going well and it can be quite difficult, but I think it's great like that we can do these things. I think it should be something that we can do more of, because I think that sort of, I think again it gets more people back towards the club when you do something a little bit different to what everybody else is doing, and sort of going out and having these question and answer sessions with fans. They love it, and they get to sort of speak their mind and ask you what you're thinking. But I think if you're quite open, it can bring more people back, because people think that's good, I like that, I want to go and watch that and look forward to it. Yeah.
You mentioned the word openness there, Doyle, and I think that's a good way of sort of describing the overarching approach that Ian has with the media and social media and things like that. He provides a lot of insight into his own thoughts. We saw you and him doing the mic'd up training session, which was obviously a really popular piece of content. How important do you think that openness and that engagement with fans is in the modern game?
It's the manager's very forward thinking with things like that, and he's quite key to show people what we're trying to do, and there's a meaning to everything that we're doing, whether with his coaching and things. It's all related towards the game. So as I say, he's quite open, he wants people to see that as well, and it's been brilliant. As I say, for me, again, a little bit different, but he's been an open book. He can't give me enough information. He shows me everything that he does. It's been absolutely brilliant learning curve for me, and then for fans now to have it as well. I think a lot of clubs are starting to use it and do it, because all these platforms, I think as a club, it's you want to try and get as many people through these doors as possible, and you want to get more supporters all the time. You're trying to get people towards your club, and doing these type of things that the manager and that's done, I think it only benefits the club in the long run.